No, today's the 18th.
You sure?
Yeah.
No. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So we'll fix it later.
Yeah. Oh well. Oh, sounds like I ate a pigeon. They're just hanging out in my basement.
Pigeon.
Yeah.
What's
Polksters.
What's up with pigeon?
It sounded like the noise just then. It sounded like I ate a pigeon.
All right.
I can't hear you now. I can't hear you. Oh, there we. Oh yeah. Yeah, now I can.
Do you hear yourself?
I can hear myself. Yeah. Oh, that's. I said I can't hear you, but what I actually meant to say was I can't hear me.
You egoistic
You egoistic punk.
punk.
You egoistic cyberpunk.
So, how's your health in these days?
My health.
Yeah, health. Sveikata. Yeah, health.
Health. Yeah, it seems all right. I'm doing more core strength workout.
Okay. So how's that going?
It seems to be going well, I think. You know, there's back problems come with age.
Or with fatherhood.
Yeah, I think with fatherhood maybe, yeah. Well, yeah, I guess, you know, it's not often that you work out every day and your workout is lifting a 7-kilo bag of organs and bones. But also having to, like, you can't just, you know, it's not like a sack of rice or potatoes where you can just throw it over your shoulder.
Yeah.
You have to be careful with it. So you have to employ so many other muscles.
Yeah. And you always keep holding it in front of you. You can just simply throw it on your shoulder.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, sometimes I do put it on my shoulder. But, yeah, it's definitely not. No one tells you this about parenting, do they? They don't, like, prepare you with that information. Hey, maybe you should work out before you become a parent, or maybe you should develop your back muscles, or they just go, oh, you should be concerned about when the baby sleeps and when the baby eats, but never about your own physical well-being. I don't think many people talk about physical well-being.
Actually,
I mean, they do.
they do.
Of course
Yeah.
they do, but not about that specific thing. Do they? Does anyone say, hey, everything's great, you look like you're really prepared, but one thing you could really advance your whole parenting would be just doing some total body workouts, especially on your back and your core
And your core, yeah.
and your arms.
Biceps.
Yeah, biceps, forearms, and maybe just do some
Grips.
rock climbing, yeah. Some grips.
Yeah, you should practice jiu-jitsu, I guess. So it's almost, you know, all the time on the grips.
Yeah.
Just, yeah, but back and core, yeah. But anyway. So
Yeah, so how's your health then?
my health is almost perfect.
Almost perfect.
Almost perfect. yeah.
Wow, that's quite a statement, man. That's a serious fucking statement. Almost perfect.
Almost perfect, yeah.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I've got some cough, I guess.
Oh, so almost. What are you talking about? A cough is not almost perfect.
No?
No.
So what's that?
I don't know, but a cough is there's something wrong.
Just a bit, you know. Like,
I think like if you were to have almost perfect health, then you wouldn't.
I wouldn't.
You'd
get
look
that
in the
cough.
mirror and everything would look perfect. You wouldn't have maybe the bloodshot eye that you have, or have a cough.
So maybe that's just spring, you know, thing.
Yeah.
Let's call it that way.
Okay.
So hello, our listeners.
Hello. Yes.
Hello. Finally, we're here now.
We're here again.
So
we took a little holiday.
Yeah, we took a little Eastern thing. Yeah.
Easter. Eastern
Easter.
would be the
Eastern, yeah, it would be Eastern.
inspired by Asia.
Or yeah.
Yeah. Or maybe inspired by Eastern Europe. Because that's kind of where we are.
Yeah, we are in Eastern Europe. Exactly. That's where we are.
Right on the border of the war.
Of the war. Almost.
Yeah.
Have you felt the energy when you said that?
Yeah, I did.
Like it went like.
Yeah.
The times warped in some slowed and warped a bit, and I don't know. For me, I got into my like whoa deep mind and thinking about that getting and blah blah blah.
Yeah.
So,
I think like anything, you kind of get to that point where you just kind of skirt around it.
Yeah.
Like you're just floating over it. And then someone says it and you're like, oh yeah, shit, that's happening, isn't it?
Yeah, and you're like, oh shit, that shit's happening. So shit's happening all the time in our earth.
Yeah.
But you know, some lions eat some antelopes.
Yeah.
All the time.
Yeah.
So
and crocodiles eat lions and snakes eat crocodiles
and birds and birds eat mosquitoes and small insects, and insects eat someone too as well.
Of course. Well, insects eat humans, don't they? They eat
they eat if you give them, they will. There was one yogi which was sitting somewhere in the Himalayas, you know, some type of, what's that thing?
Cave?
Yeah, a cave,
Okay.
exactly. And when they found,
like a sanctuary or something.
no cave.
Okay,
It was simplest cave you can find in Himalayas. So
Well, I don't know what a simple cave looks like. I think most caves are pretty complex.
I don't
Like
know.
if I think of a cartoon cave where it's just, you know, it's carved out.
Yeah.
It's just simple, like little semi-dome.
Yeah.
And, you know, in the back it's got a fire and maybe some paintings of some bison or buffalo on the wall. Is that a...
I'm not sure about paintings with
Like how
bisons.
simple is this cave in the Himalayas?
Yeah, but it's pretty looks like it's no fire inside because
Okay.
yogis, you know, they use the Wim Hof technique.
Okay.
To warm.
Did they wait for Wim Hof to bring out his technique? They were fucking cold in this
Yeah,
cave. What can we
Wim
do?
Hof, please help us. Yeah, but actually Wim Hof's technique is Tsumo technique from Buddhist. All the yogis technique
Right.
came from Tibetan Buddhism, or even further from India, from what's those Mahasiddhas. There was 84 very famous Mahasiddhas.
Mm-hmm.
Mahasiddha in Lithuanian it's called Mahasiddha. In Mahasiddha, I don't know how to translate. Maha means it's the word means that, which means great,
Mm-hmm.
and Siddha, I guess that means power.
Okay.
Maybe that would be the
Great
translation.
power.
Yet the people which achieved a great power.
Does that not sound like it goes against Buddhism? Like Buddhism is not necessarily about wielding power. It's about not that I've, you know.
Yeah, but the trick is you are not able to show it. I mean, you cannot.
Don't smile about it. Yeah.
I
Like
mean,
the devil that you told me about, the one that was very angry devil, and then he went and meditated.
yeah.
Or they went and meditated,
Yeah.
and then
Got better.
achieved that level of serenity,
Yeah.
and then smiled about it, and everything went to shit.
Yeah, and yeah. So when you reach
So
when you reach those powers, those siddhas, yeah,
Uh-huh.
you cannot tell anyone
Right.
that you have them. If you tell or show, you will lose it. Yeah, but there was, so the yogi was sitting in
So
the
we
simple
could both,
cave
you and
with
I
no
could
fire.
both be possessing these powers, but as long as we don't say anything, then we'll we keep them.
Yeah, we keep them. If we possess them, we keep them.
But if we say anything to each other, it's fucked.
Yeah, it's gone. I mean, it starts to go away.
Drift away.
Drift
What if you say it to yourself?
What do you mean? I mean, I'm
like
powerful.
you're just no, but you're just like wandering down the street and you're like, you know what? I think I can read minds.
So you know that you can read minds.
But
So why do you say it to yourself if you know that you can read minds? Why is that?
because you're feeling a bit shit that day, I don't know.
Or you feel a bit lonely, maybe.
Yeah, exactly. You're like, you know what? Life might be bad, but at least you can read minds. Yeah, that's right. I can read minds.
I don't know, man. Maybe if you reach that level, maybe simple thinking, it's not your thing, I guess.
Yeah.
I try to meditate a bit,
Mhm.
and you try to feel different, maybe, let's say, reality when your thinking stops, I guess.
Yeah.
Just only then. Until you can, realize your thoughts, I think it's not possible to go farther, deeper, and understand a bit better. So that would be maybe this person with siddhas will pass that type of talking with himself in the streets. Yeah, but that type of yogi was sitting into the cave, and when some people found him,
Simple cave.
yeah, that simple cave with no fire, with Wim Hof technique.
Wim Hof technique. No pictures of his mates or anything.
No. Maybe there was written some Sanskrit mantras.
Was there a little Buddha there?
I don't know.
Right.
Maybe,
Yeah.
or some little picture of some yogi, which would be the teacher of the yogi. I don't know, whatever. But the history,
Okay.
didn't mention that. So, and then some people found that guy, and he was in deep state of meditation, and his whole body was covered with insects, and they were, literally drinking his blood.
Okay.
So, and he was sitting, I don't know for how long time, but yeah, it was like, it was for him like sitting with no reaction and giving his body, to all the, different creatures to, feed
Right.
a bit.
Did he die?
No. So,
But he just had a very itchy time afterwards.
I don't know, but I tried this technique with mosquitoes, and I was after the retreat, after retreat of the Vipassana retreat, was in some kind of concentrated state of mind, and I'm gonna try this, and I was sitting in my Shaolina's countryside,
Yeah.
and I was sitting, and I was maybe able manage just 15 mosquitoes, and that was that was the threshold.
What did you do?
Yeah.
You went there with the confidence that you were like, yeah, I'm tranquil.
Yeah,
So you did the power thing.
yeah,
You went there and
Yeah,
you're
exactly.
like, Vipassana, look at me, motherfuckers.
Yeah, 2 fingers
Yeah.
on my knuckle.
Yeah, rock on, man. I can go and take on these.
I can take these mosquitoes.
And the mosquitoes fucking showed you.
Yeah, but I was able just 15 maybe.
Yeah. But again, like this guy is, like even, I guess, because you say 15, so in some respects that's kind of like, you flexing your muscles as well. Whereas this guy, his just body is covered in mosquitoes.
Yeah.
Or it's covered in insects.
Yeah.
But he wouldn't be able to count it because...
So I think he didn't care about the numbers.
Yeah, so actually he probably didn't even care about that situation.
Yeah.
Like people found him and like, you're covered in insects. And he's like,
What?
I was meditating.
I was meditating, guys. So
Yeah. Why did you interrupt?
Yeah, just leave me alone.
Give me peace. Oh, give me peace.
Give me peace. So we need the peace. Actually, we need all of us. We need peace.
Yeah.
And we need the peace in our borders. We need the peace in Ukraine and in Russia. We need the peace as well.
Absolutely.
And
peace all over the world.
Peace out all over the world. Yeah.
Yeah. Now 2 fingers again. No longer the devil horns of rock. Now the fingers of peace.
Peace.
Yeah.
Peace.
Going
people.
out to you. Going out to you, wonderful listeners.
Yeah.
Fingers of peace.
Yeah.
Share it, spread it. Whatever peace means to you.
Yeah.
If peace means that you have to kill everyone in your backyard,
be careful with those thoughts. if that's what peace means to you, so be very careful.
When you're so angry and everyone's pissing you off in the street, and you're like, the only way I can find peace is by getting rid of all of them. Maybe that's not the best thing to do. Maybe you should take photos of them and go up into the Himalayan cave, the simple cave, and just decorate the cave with... Actually, you probably don't want to take them with you, do you? Just go... If this is the situation, go and sit in the cave on your own and think about what you're thinking about doing.
Yeah. So what's peace to you, Chris?
Peace to me.
Yeah.
Oh man,
peace to you.
I think peace is where I can... where anything can come in and out of my life, and I just flow with it. I think life in general, no matter what it is. So I started thinking about this thing. I had this thought.
Yeah. What's that?
Wonderful thought I had about, how annoying work is, right? And like you hear all those quotes where people are like,
when you say work, can you
I don't know,
be more specific, please?
Okay, so I guess I was getting to be specific, but you interrupted me.
I'm sorry. Yeah. Oh, I'm so sorry.
What are you doing?
Peace, man.
You're the guy that turned up at the cave and went, "Hey, man, your body's covered in insects."
Okay.
Let my body be covered in insects, Alvidas.
Yeah, please do.
Okay. Bzz, here we go. So it was about if you are doing a job, whatever it might be, 8 till 8, 9 till 5, fucking midnight until 2 o'clock in the morning. It's 2 hours, whatever it might be. If it's something that you cannot come to terms with and find a settled amount of calm with it, find some sort of love or purpose for it, then it's going to be painful and it's going to bring up anger no matter what. And that comes down to, even if you have just one day, say your job says, you know what, or you fucking hate it, like you hate it, you're only there for money, and your job says to you, you only have to come 1 day a year. Still, every fucking day you're not at work, you're going to be thinking about that 1 day at work, and every day you're after work, you're going to be like, oh God, I'm glad that 1 day at work's over. Even if it's only 8 hours. But if you hate it, because like you go on holidays, right? Someone goes on holidays.
Yeah.
They have whatever this thing is that the businesses have developed whilst they turn you into slaves. They've developed this idea that you should get 28 days holiday. And people are like, yeah, I had 2 weeks off one time 10 years ago. It was the best couple of weeks of my life. You're like, what? Like, you had 2 weeks off? That was it? Yeah, I'm saving everything up for when I get older, and then I can take more time off. You're like, you're wasting your fucking life.
Definitely.
You're losing so much time. Like, being unemployed sucks, but at the same point, it ends at some point. If you don't wake up and go, fuck, you know what? Couple of weeks off a year is pretty shit, then you're going to be in trouble, and you're going to lose most of your life to people who just want you there so that they can keep making money. Anyway, these are the thought processes that I was going through before. Because I've been freelance and I choose my time and stuff.
Yeah.
But I was thinking, like, if I do something I dislike, and, there might be a lot of things that I dislike, even if I only worked 1 day a year, it would still feel painful because it's just subconsciously, it's just hanging about. Just that 1 day. Even if you take a year off, you're like, right, January 1st, hey, I've got a whole year off. December 31st is going to come faster than you could fucking imagine. Because
because that's how life
it's
is.
just how life is, yeah. Once you get to December 31st, it's not like your body's saved up all that holiday time. It's like, woohoo, it's all joyful. You're going to have to go back to something that you dislike the next year, and you're going to be like, all of that shit is just going to return immediately, So that's, I don't know where I was going with that. But
So what's that? You were talking about working, like.
Oh, you asked me what peace is.
Yeah, what peace is, and you started from work.
Peace is being able to do whatever is needed without feeling troubled by it. Having it at the time, doing the thing at the time, and then leaving it behind me. That's peace to me.
Okay, so
whether I'm, I don't know, because like peace is being able to allow the past to drift away, to let go, or to be reimagined, or to be repurposed. I guess that's peace to me. Sometimes.
So what about be disciplined then?
Being disciplined?
Yeah, being disciplined. I mean, because there is even if you love something to do,
yeah,
you all the time you reach that, I don't know, that level that you have to focus and do things that you maybe don't really like to do, but you have to do them. If you want to, go further and further. I mean, I love producing. I love very, very much producing, and when I'm listening my produced songs, I literally feel love. And when I'm creating songs, I literally feel love. The love.
Yeah.
The love feeling.
Absolutely, I feel the same for writing and for films and for theatre. Absolutely, I feel that.
Yeah,
and so that's where peace comes from. Definitely for me.
Yeah, but even if I I love it.
Yep.
There is some works, some jobs, some little tiny bits.
Yeah.
Which I prefer to not do them. But I have to.
Yeah.
Because if I do not do them, so the song will be unfinished.
But that's what I mean by peace in that work, is that all of it has to be that you feel, that you understand, because you can't just create, right? You can't just have that. You have to have all the basis to it. Like if I want to do a play that I've written, I have to write the play.
Yeah.
If I want to perform it, I need to write it. Sometimes writing is a heavy undertaking. Well, I mean, writing is always a heavy undertaking, but it's a difficult task. But I love it. But that doesn't mean it's easy all the time. And there are, you get into the editing side of things, and then you have to be careful about how much you edit it, because you can destroy the idea.
Yeah.
But that's all part of the process. And as long as I'm doing it, then I do find peace. And I find freedom. And I find if I do it and I give myself that time to work, then mentally I can go and do anything else, because I know that I've centered and I've made that happen. But also I understand that all of the blocks leading up to the final performance have to happen.
Yeah.
So they all have to have some sort of energy and focus and appreciation and motivation behind them.
Okay.
So
I'm struggling with those blocks sometimes.
Yeah.
That's okay. That's not work like yours.
But it's not. I mean, it's such like you have such a you can make money from music, and you have made money from music. Maybe at the moment you're not making billions,
Yeah.
but maybe that doesn't matter. You know, like it's quite a privilege. Like, this is a privilege, man. This is a great privilege to have these microphones, to have these pianos, to have all this studio, this space. Like, it's a great privilege. And you know, it's not whether there's always going to be someone with a different studio and a different thing.
Yeah, better.
Not better, different. Because you're
Better.
okay. If you want to, yeah, I guess sometimes better.
Yeah.
So, to a certain extent better, but also achieve completely different things. Maybe if you had that same setup, maybe it wouldn't be so great for you. Maybe it's not.
No, of course, maybe not.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I understand. You're right.
And absolutely, like, to be able to make money from what you love, and to never have to do anything else, or to have never had to do anything else. I mean, I've had a lot of jobs. A lot of jobs. The idea of making money from theatre and acting and film was a distant dream.
Yeah.
In other countries. I mean, here it's still a distant dream, but I've at least had chances, opportunities. And I've had opportunities all over the world, but yeah, it's not. There's a lot of people out there that would, you know, obviously there's people beyond me that I'm like, I wish I was fucking them. Not fucking them, but I wish I was them.
Yeah.
But at the same point, there's a pointless kind of losing my life comparing myself to them and hoping I was them.
Yeah, and you don't know how they feel.
Exactly.
You don't know. Would you be happy? You know, being them.
Yeah, but again, going back to the Buddhist.
Yeah.
If you were happy.
Yeah.
And you were smiling about what you'd made, then it'll go away from you.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So you have to be mid-range at everything.
Detached.
Yeah.
Kind of.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you could be, if you get to a point where you're making $1 million a song, you have to be the same as if you're making $10 a song, €10 a song.
Yeah, that would be, you know, the achievement of, like, being people with people skills. Yeah, and I heard some maybe Japanese, I don't know, should we call it technique? But when the artist makes something, and that something goes huge, goes, you know, very famous, the artist immediately changes his name. That's, I guess, in Japan. That's Buddhist, you know, Buddhist philosophy, because, I mean, if you made something that came huge, and next your job may be a shit, and just, you know, because of the fame of the previous, you know, work, you just, you know, throwing the shit, and that's stopping you being an artist.
Right.
So that's why they change name completely, you know. So I'm no name. I'm focused again on you know, on making just, you know, some kind of piece of art, or that's interesting technique.
Yeah, I think it is an interesting technique, but I think maybe it's also feeding into the problem, isn't it?
What would be the problem?
Well, actually, I don't know. I think maybe the problem is allowing that to influence the way you are anyway. Like, if you, Alvidas, make this song, this great song that kind of...
Yeah, Love Again, let's say. Love Again.
Love Again.
Diver's song, Love Again.
Yeah, Love Again. That, or What the World Needs Now is Love.
Yeah.
Burt Bacharach, and whoever actually wrote that song. Say you made that song, and everyone was like, "Oh."
Actually, I'm not. Actually, I think that's Daiva and Chrislini did it. Love
I
Again.
don't know. I definitely didn't do it. I helped write the lyrics, and you and David did everything else. But let's forget about us.
Yeah.
Let's say no, because we're not forgetting about us, because I said it's you.
Yeah.
Say you made What the World Needs Now Is Love.
Yeah.
Huge song
Yeah.
for many decades, loved by, it's hard to not
Many
love
generations.
that. Yeah, it's hard not to love that song,
Yeah.
because you're like, I imagine, there's still people in tanks that are driving around, yeah, what the world needs now. They don't know the meaning of it, but they're just like, it seems like a nice song. But if you made that, and then afterwards you just changed it and just went, you know what, I'm the same, that's a name, and I'm still the same person, and now I make this, then surely that should follow you, because you are the synthesizer of that information. So you should be allowed to change it whichever direction you wish, because the song travels across so many different places.
Yeah.
So you should be able to keep your name and just move on to something else. But what it is the audience is dictating and telling you that you have to then create something that's just as great as that using your name. I think there's like the two sides of it, maybe. I mean, there's multiple sides, but there's the one side of your ego that is driving it. Yeah. Therefore, you remove yourself from the ego, forget the name, and move on. Because you people are still going to know it's you.
Or maybe not.
I don't know.
If anyone, you see, let's say Daiwa or Dua Lipa into Spotify, and you just listening a song, and next comes some Gabriele, and that's Daiwa. But I don't know. That's maybe I can recognize from her voice. Maybe, but maybe it's changed a bit, different shaped with some tools, and I cannot. So how do I know that's the same artist? Well, I mean, talking about songs, talking about let's say pictures, or
so let's say a painter,
yeah.
like Rothko, made all those big paintings of loved red, painting red, and everyone was like, "Oh, make more red paintings."
Yeah,
and they're in the Tate Museum. I don't know much about him aside from those paintings. So sorry to anyone that listens to this and is like, well, Rothko did this. Like, I'm very sorry. But maybe he made like all these other paintings.
Yeah.
And he was like, no, I'm really diving into who I am. Sure, I made those at that time, but now I'm making things that are nothing like that. And I'm still delving, but you don't want to follow me anymore. Because you only want this one thing because it spoke to you so well. And you're not changing as much as I am. Because I'm changing constantly, as in Mark Rothko is saying this. But I mean, again, I don't know if he's a good
painter.
not whether he's a good, who knows what a good painter is.
Yeah.
But, well, painters do, don't they? And art critics, this isn't a good painting. That is a good one.
That is a good one, yeah.
Why is it a good one? Well, because...
look at these colors.
Look at the way they stroked the canvas. This is very straight. But that one, you said that one's good as well, and that one's very squiggly and all over the place. Yes, but that's
different.
Yeah. It's very different.
Yeah.
So,
but what did I understood?
No, what did you understand? And then I need to ask you what piece is to you.
I mean, about that technique. Japanese technique. That's a relief as well.
Right. Yeah.
You just cutting from the, like you said, from the public, from the stress the fans puts on you. and from demands or from whatever. You're just cutting it, and you're free again, like an artist. Yeah, but here now somehow we just building the brand.
Building or destroying.
Or destroying.
Who knows? maybe we are destroying a previously established brand, and now people are like, "Oh dear, not gonna employ those guys." What did he say about Rothko? What did Alvina say about the Japanese? But okay, so what? But you know what?
Yeah.
You know what? There's a little. When you were saying it, I thought, maybe there's a little thing here about because the technique, it probably has a name, doesn't it?
I guess, but
then if the technique has a name, then the technique's not abandoning its name. So isn't there like a
maybe that's not technique? Maybe that's a tradition. Let's say I don't know. I just heard it, and in case we are not allowed to Google it, so
of course we're not allowed to Google
it. It's just that bit of that piece, that bit of piece, or that piece of bit of information. I remember
bit of piece,
yeah,
piece of
bit
bit,
of
bit,
piece,
bit,
piece of bit.
that piece.
That piece, yeah.
So okay, so what brings you peace? What is peace to you?
Yeah, I'm trying, to recall.
As in when you last had peace, or just what
in
you
general,
think of it?
In general, what's that? What's the state of my mind, I guess, and body the same in some kind of relationship with the mind, in which brings me peace. And that's, I guess, to me, it is in physical way, being good shape, very good shape.
Okay.
And sit somewhere in the nature, definitely.
Okay.
And have that, that knowing in your mind that your time is your time. There is no some, punishment of not finishing something you are, deeply involved into. I mean, in some deadline. Without that type of knowing. Of course, nature punishes you all the time if you do not, put the energy to care of yourself. I mean, in that direction. So the nature will slap you
with a body covered in insects.
Yeah.
Where is it for you? Peak physical condition, is that so that you are mentally operating well, or is it so that you look at yourself physically and you're like, you know what, I'm attractive?
What do you mean?
Like, like you do workouts and stuff, and then you go in front of the mirror and you're like, ooh, I've got abs.
And what's with that?
Does that bring you peace?
Peace? No. I mean the when I'm saying good physical, shape, it means that my body, it feels very well. It's relaxed and it's light. And I experienced some of states of body, when you even cannot feel the body. That's high energy and light, your body is. So that's brings peace as well. You like going like an air.
Yeah.
Through not through, but maybe.
Yeah, when you're not trapped by the constructs of whatever this daily existence is.
Yeah, and you do not feel some solid gross sensations maybe in your, when you're like You familiar with fatherhood?
Yeah.
So you feel like, oh, my back. Okay,
Yes.
might go. Okay, my grips. So so tired. Yeah. So
so tired as well. Oh, I can't keep my eyes open because whatever.
Yeah.
Just
so tired. Yeah, lack of sleep. Huge lack of sleep.
Huge lack of sleep. Broken sleep.
Yeah, broken.
Which is
into the pieces. Mirror glasses.
Okay, that like people talk about broken sleep, right?
Yeah,
but they don't talk about middle of the night something going. They don't say it.
No,
they don't tell you.
No, it's yeah.
And when it happens like kind of multiple times, you think, why didn't anyone say this? Like no one says it.
But how can it
they just go, oh, life might be difficult and sleep will be broken and you'll lose sleep. And you think, okay, I'll lose sleep. What does that normally mean?
Yeah,
I'll lose sleep like where I can't sleep, or I'll wake up too early or something. Not being fucking frightened, having your nerves like strung out in the middle of the night because some like subconsciously you start hearing like a which ordinarily would scare the shit out of you. And you'd be like, what the fuck is that noise in this bedroom? And then it goes like the cat's outside fucking arguing over some tuna fish in a classic cartoon way.
Yeah.
But no one, imagine if your partner was like, okay, I'm going to prepare you to have a baby. And in the middle of the night, they wake themselves up and they get really close to you and they stick their finger, they stick their finger in your nose and they scratch the inside of your nose. And so you're woken up violently. And then when you wake up, they smile at you and go,
yeah, that's very imaginative. That you described your nights.
I mean, it doesn't happen every night, obviously.
Yeah, but
when it does. So peace.
So back to peace.
Peace, freedom in body.
Freedom in body, and freedom in mind as well, like I mentioned. And I guess calmness. The mind should be calm.
Mm-hmm.
And maybe why I said nature, because it's calm in there.
Yeah.
Just being, the trees are growing very slowly.
Mm-hmm.
Some birds.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, maybe if I used to be living in Africa.
Uh-huh.
And there is some lions definitely, and some
in some parts of Africa, some countries.
Yeah, and there is some danger, being eaten by a lion or tiger or some kind of animal So maybe my thought about nature, being in nature, would be different. But here in Lithuania, we have that calm, nature, and we have some wolves. Several wolves, maybe.
Several?
Yeah.
Do they count them?
They are destroying. They are shooting them all the time.
Oh, they're killing them?
Yeah, they're killing
them
all the time. Good. And there is some thoughts, not thoughts, but some fights against that,
But they're not in the cities.
No, of course not.
So they're hunting them?
Yeah, definitely. They are like...
Because they're afraid of them?
No, that's trophy thing.
So, trophy, right.
Trophy,
okay. So there's no other reason other than hunting trophies that they go and kill the wolves.
So why should you?
Well, okay, so, if you take farmland and there's a wolf on your farmland,
Yeah.
and it keeps eating your sheep.
So
then you have to. Well, you don't have to.
you have to. Really.
But in that mentality,
Yeah.
you
So
have to
what
kill the wolf.
what do we have now? That's what they say, you know. But
Yeah.
what do we have now? We're like chopping down the woods.
Yeah.
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 Destroying forest.
Hmm. In Lithuania.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Making the farmland. And then, you know, wolf will never, you know, eat your sheep
Yeah.
if he, you know, if he'd had enough food into the forest.
Yeah.
Definitely. So if we are destroying their environment
Yeah.
and they come to us
For one sheep, probably once a month.
not month, maybe, I don't know, once a year, let's say.
Once a year.
Yeah. I don't know. I've heard some stories, but you know, that's so rare.
Yeah.
That's the pretext, you know, for just okay, let's
Yeah,
shoot
yeah.
them.
Yeah. Yeah.
So just give
I mean,
them
I
that
could
sheep, you
I
know.
could
Why?
I could understand it.
Let's share.
Oh, Vidas, you know that human beings aren't good at sharing.
Actually, they are, but
They're good at sharing with their own kind,
yeah,
but not sharing with the planet.
some of them are, like
Yes.
Native Americans, for example.
Of course.
Yeah,
But again, we're talking about a minority.
yeah. That's a minority.
I'm
definitely.
basing things on the majority of people.
Yeah,
And the majority of people are selfish. Because they look after theirs
yeah.
and their
It's
own.
shame.
Yeah.
It's shame, but that's true.
Yeah. Oh, is it I'm throwing shame on them, or it's a shame?
It's a shame.
Yeah. You're shaming them, Chris. Well,
It's sad, you know, knowing
Yeah.
that majority of people are selfish. But actually,
but I don't think selfish is I think the word selfish is so like demonized by everyone. I don't think it's as horrendous as everyone says it is. Sometimes you're just selfish because it's just natural. You would be selfish in that situation.
yeah, but should be the balance, I guess.
Of course.
You somehow you have to be conscious enough to know the balance. Where is the balance about being selfish and being, you know, altruistic, let's say, if you will.
Yeah.
So, and to get that consciousness, you know, into the shape, it needs to be trained as well.
Yeah.
So, and it's better, you know, to lay down in front of Netflix, you know, series and do nothing, instead of sitting meditating, you know, and trying to get your consciousness sharper, let's say.
Do you think it's interesting that you bring that up?
Yeah.
Because do you think it is better to be more conscious and meditate? Or is it better just to be like, if we're supposed to kind of allow life to be lived without us interacting or trying to affect or control it too much, and the idea of obsession and heavily self-driven motivation is actually maybe, you know, creating all the time. Like, you become obsessed, you become a creative junkie. And if you're doing that all the time, then aren't you actually not finding a space of peace? Like, maybe the peace is actually literally lying still and doing nothing. Not meditating. And sure, maybe watching. There's sometimes when you watch Netflix,
when you're watching,
pisses you off.
Yeah, definitely. When you're watching, you're like putting, you know, you like charging yourself with this feed.
Whatever it's pushing into you.
Yeah, you are charging, and it comes out someday, or even, you know, it's even if it's, you know, stays in your mind. I mean, it's it's reacting with you all the time. It lives there, and it fucks you. So you're like starting to struggle.
Yeah.
Eventually.
But if you are a creator, an artist, whatever you might be, even a meditator, you have to become somewhat obsessive and somewhat addicted to that state of consciousness. So it's like equally not, because what you put out is positive to a certain extent, but actually it's equally as somewhat negative, because you are forcing yourself into this state all the time.
Maybe not forcing. If you like tasted very, very delicious thing once in life, and you never get it back.
Yeah.
Again, nobody gives you. Again.
Yeah.
So it doesn't mean that you do not want it anymore. You would love to taste it again, and eventually someone, let's say, comes in and say to you that I know the path how you can, to taste it again.
Yeah.
So I think it's not like not pushing yourself. You're just reaching.
Yeah.
Because you felt that's we humans, we know all the time what's good and what's bad. Actually, we have some kind of deep inside our minds and inside our hearts, we know it. Don't you think so?
I mean, I guess like with that idea, yes, definitely, because we always look in retrospect at like, we always go back and go, oh, you know what, I kind of knew I was doing something bad then.
Yeah.
I knew I was doing something shit or something that would hurt other people. I guess that's what bad is hurting other people. I was doing something that would hurt other people or would be not good for other people. So yes, I guess somewhere in your... But also sometimes the bad thing is necessary.
Yeah, but that's...
Not war.
That's optional.
Not war.
Not war, definitely, and not But okay, just bring me an example. What's bad is good?
Maybe if you were to okay, let's say someone brings you let's take personal experience.
Yeah.
No, it doesn't work, because that didn't work out. Maybe a bit as a whole, like maybe there's someone who keeps borrowing money off you, right?
Yeah.
And they're just trying so hard to get your money.
Yeah.
And it's actually not helping them. They're not getting anywhere with it. They keep taking your money, and then they go, and then they make the same mistakes, and they're come back, and they're like, oh fuck, can I borrow more money?
Yeah.
And then they keep going through it, and they're not actually getting anywhere. And even the work they're doing is not great, and whatever. It's just generally it's all not going anywhere. But you can see it, and you can see the problem they're creating, and you
stop
giving them money.
Yeah.
Stop helping them.
But that's
even though
good.
they really need it.
But that's good.
They really need it. You stop helping them, but you also say to them, like they're down, and then you kind of, not physically, but you mentally kick them when they're down.
But where is the bad thing?
Well,
where is the bad action in this example? Well,
there's not one, because we can both already see a positive outcome.
Yeah, but
unless
you are that person.
Unless there is no positive outcome, and it did nothing for the person at all it did was destroy your relationship with them and destroy your friendship with them, because you're not actually you know what the bad thing is? The bad thing is you've assumed that this is the way to help them, when actually you're not looking at the whole picture, and you're not going, because you're so caught up in that cycle. They borrow the money, and you're not understanding that you're just as bad as them in that, because you're feeding them, feeding them the money, and then you stop, and they just go somewhere else and get it, because you're not actually helping them. Because maybe the reason they were doing that in the first place is because there was a bigger problem that was behind you, and it's only come to this point between you two in this relationship.
Yeah, but that's...
Does that make sense, or is that kind of confusing?
I mean, I cannot...
it's very vague, isn't it?
I cannot see bad action. You said that...
I think the bad action is...
Stop borrowing money when the guy needs it. He relies on you, but you know, it's... For him, it's bad.
Yeah.
Because... Just only for him, but when you see whole picture, there is no bad action. There's only good deeds. Only good deeds, because you just, you know, unless
because you're doing what you think is right.
Unless he, you know, did something to himself and you knew it, that might be coming, you know.
What about if you did something to them before and they haven't recovered from that thing, and then now you're just like, oh...
That's complicated a bit.
Yeah, I thought it was already complicated before, but now it's more complicated.
That's complicated. I didn't like...
So before, you know, you've treated them a certain way.
Yeah.
And then you've gotten to this point, and you're like, you know...
I broke him leg.
Yeah, you broke their leg. Exactly. Yeah. You broke their leg, and then you know, because of your own inability to understand what you were doing at the time, you accidentally broke their leg, but now...
but that's accident. Okay, that's bad deed, and
they're coming back to you. But it was your fault that they broke their leg.
Yeah. So
but you're trying to blame it on them, and you're saying, "Oh no, it's your fault."
So that's all bad actions. So where is that formula? Sometimes bad is for good. Can you see it in this example? Because I don't.
Well, but.
Where is that bad action comes to, like...
But the bad action is to tell... Okay, I don't know. Can you tell me a bad action that comes to good?
Okay, there was a thing. Actually, I do not believe now anymore that bad action is, you know...
Possible?
No, that's always possible, but that bad action can bring some good, you know. Mm-hmm. Actually, there was very complicated and very good example of from you know, ancient Buddhism thing. Mm-hmm. There was one monk which had that ability to see the future.
Okay.
And there was one emperor, a very cruel emperor, which killed a lot of people.
Mm-hmm. Can I ask a quick question?
Yeah.
Did the monk tell anyone that he had the ability to see the future?
No.
Okay.
How do we know it? I don't know.
Okay. So let's continue.
Maybe someone else did, you know, some tellers around him. Mm-hmm. I don't know. Yeah, but he got that, you know, into the threshold. Mm-hmm. That if he came into position where into position to get the decision what to do, because he saw in his like visions that this emperor would kill millions of people,
right?
And he chose the decision to kill this emperor.
Okay.
Wow. And for a Buddhist, for a monk, it is sin number, I don't know, top 3 maybe, I don't know.
Right.
It's forbidden thing.
Yeah.
Even think about that.
Mm-hmm.
But because of that, seeing, and because of compassion of those million people from the future,
Yeah.
he chose to kill the emperor.
Mm-hmm.
And because he got that ability to see future, he got some wisdom as well, and he knew that he cannot escape karma.
Okay.
I mean, when he will do that bad thing, the karma will get him.
Yeah.
Definitely, there is no no escape from that.
Yeah.
So with that understanding, he came to that decision and did it.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the story. And for one scientist of Buddhism, let's say, I asked, so what was happening with that guy, because in the stories, you can find that easily. And he said, that happened next. He came to human life again. He came in very, very bad conditions.
The emperor?
Not the emperor.
Oh, the Buddhist.
The Buddhist.
Okay.
The Buddhist monk.
Yeah,
the emperor. So and from the that understanding of karma and reborning cycles and blah blah blah, the philosophy and logic comes that way, that making that bad thing, killing the emperor, Buddhist, that monk, saved millions of people.
Yeah.
Saved the emperor itself. From that, bad karma, which he will do.
He'll receive. From he will. Yeah, I understand.
So if he will do that, killing, genocide and blah blah blah. So he would got massive bad karma.
Mm-hmm.
So the monk saved the emperor itself. By killing him from that, massive, let's say, what's the word? Torches in the hell, let's say. Yeah, and he understood that, he puts on himself as well that bad thing,
Yeah.
So, but anyway, I don't know what was happened with the emperor after he died, but the monk got into human life and with very, very bad conditions, but somehow eventually he managed to get, into the Buddhists as well, and I don't know, God, he will become a monk or not, I don't know, but maybe because he was very high conscious human being, maybe with lots of white karma, let's say, if you know. So maybe why that's why he got the privilege to born into the human again.
Okay. So that's a bad deed.
Bad deed into the great. What would we call?
I've got a question.
Yeah.
About it.
Okay.
If he can see the future,
yes,
then surely he can see the future of killing the emperor. So he already knew he was going to do that, regardless. So realistically, the future he's seeing is misguided, because the future he's seeing is that he's going to kill the emperor and stop this thing from happening. But the future he's blocking himself from is the idea that maybe there's a different way to actually stop the emperor from doing it.
I don't know how.
Maybe you can put all those people under a blanket and the emperor can't find them. Or put them in caves. The emperor won't be able to find them. The emperor will lose energy. I just I understand. I understand what it is, where you're going, where it's going, but I just think that people who I think the most troubling people in the world are the ones that predict the future, because no matter what, somehow they'll ensure that their future becomes real. And it's, from the little I know of Buddhism, I thought it's all about being in the moment. So if it's in the moment, then
Actually,
it's a pretty confusing story, man. Like,
it's very confusing. Yeah, I understand, but I don't know how the future vision works actually.
Yeah.
And I don't think it works, like we used to think about it.
Yeah.
Like, if you see that, you should see that as well. Maybe maybe there are some visions, which comes to you, and that that's real.
Yeah.
Your inner yourself, it knows, that's gonna happen definitely. Like Dalai Lama saw in his dreams, saw how Chinese are killing monks.
Right.
Before that came up.
Right.
And when some guy said that, Your Holiness, it's just a dream.
Yeah.
You should not worry about it. And he said, no, it's not just dream, because there is no such things in my mind.
Yeah.
It cannot be just a dream, because I know there is no such things in my mind. It's just a vision.
Yeah.
And it happened.
Yeah.
It happened in several days after his vision.
Right.
So maybe that's, the visionary thing works, it gives some like guides. Yeah, what happened. And
that's why he escaped, no?
He escaped you mean the Holiness Dalai Lama? He escaped because the monks asked him.
Right.
Because when the killing started in the Tibet or Tibet. Tibet, yeah.
I have no idea how it's pronounced but I think it is Tibet.
Tibet, yeah. So when the Chinese came in,
yeah,
and started killing lots of just ordinary monks.
Yeah.
So other monks asked His Holiness to run, because they understood that if the Dalai Lama will stay alive,
yeah, so
the Tibet will live itself like a country, because
it will exist still with people rather than place.
Yeah, definitely. So and Dalai Lama represented not only what's that, religious aspect of that. I think it's like political as well. Right. So that's why they asked him to leave, and he, again, I don't know how he decided how exactly he decided, but to my
couple of days, the other monks were like, "But are you sure?"
To my knowledge,
I kind of like it here. It's quite nice. There's a nice cave,
he was like confused again.
Insect guy that's always hogging the cave, but maybe we'll get a go at the cave.
Yeah. So, but back to that story, which you said it's confused a lot to you, confusing your mind about that killing emperor thing. Yeah. So, what was your question? Or you forget it?
Well, no, it's not that it's a question. Well, maybe it is a question. And a statement is that predicting the future, ultimately means that you have to ensure that future will arise. will come together. And you also have no idea, if you hadn't have done that, what would have happened. Maybe the emperor wouldn't have done that.
Maybe
wouldn't have gone and killed all those people. Maybe you could feed into the emperor's life like a romance that the emperor would just deconstruct the emperor's whole mind.
But
there's some women that get into your life and you're like, yeah, I'm going this way, and then they're like, oh, let's do this instead, and you're like, okay. And maybe they could have done that with the emperor, with his chosen partner. Maybe he was of the homosexual arena, and maybe he enjoyed, or a goat. Maybe he wants to fuck a goat.
Maybe, but
and you just offer him a goat to fuck rather than he go out and kill millions of people.
But he already, killed a lot, so maybe...
Okay. But maybe he'd stop. So basically...
Maybe.
but the Buddha... The Buddha?
Buddha or monk?
The monk. Sorry, the monk. Sorry. Sorry to all the monks out there.
Yeah, and Buddhas.
And Buddhas.
As well.
The yogis.
Yogis and Buddhas.
I'm sorry for insulting everyone this podcast. Rothko lovers and the whole Buddhism community.
Yeah.
But if he went out there knowing that he's already killed a lot, it's really not, he's not seeing the future, is he? He's just he's going, you know what? This guy's probably going to keep going this way.
Might be that's how the future's visions thing happening, When
so you like see someone and you go, I'm pretty sure they're going to do more of this.
Yeah, because some Sadhguru, I guess, said when Sadhguru.
Sadhguru, the weed smoking guys.
Yeah.
And they twist their dicks and stuff.
I don't know about
the two like most sellable elements of them, which are also the most ordinary things. They smoke a lot of weed, they twist their dicks, and they go on show, but they also sit in caves and live in the mountains and meditate all the time.
That's Agori stuff, yeah. That's Agori, I guess. There is a whatever. There is a sect of yogi. Which are doing this stuff, twisting dicks and smoking weed and drinking booze.
Oh, sorry, Sadhguru. Yeah. Oh, shit.
I'm talking about Agori, which yeah.
Yeah. Sorry, I'm thinking about the wrong... Fucking now I've insulted them.
I'm so sorry.
Oh, my God.
Yeah, but...
Today is not a good day for me.
Sadhguru said one thing. If you are conscious enough and you can see into human eyes and see where it came, where he or where they, let's say, where they came from, where they are and where they will be.
Yeah.
Because you are like very, very good at seeing what's the word? Like priežastis ir pasekmė.
I have no
reason and what's next?
Consequence?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because you're very good at observing reason and consequence law, the law of reason and consequence.
Okay.
And when you see that, it's like chess, you see when you're like very, very, I don't know, skillful at that.
Yeah.
You see deep into the chess. You see that deep,
Yeah.
Some people cannot see,
Of course.
It's the same, And if you see somebody is killing all the time, killing and killing and killing, and you understand why he shouldn't, because his mind is already into that cycle. He will not stop.
Yeah.
Unless you like broke him. Yeah. So maybe that's how the future vision works, and what Buddhist monks do, they always all the time sharpening their consciousness.
Yeah.
All the time.
Yeah.
And
but not telling anyone.
Not telling anyone.
Just writing books about it.
The books, I guess, all those stories.
Yeah.
they come not from these people, you know, which are doing the stuff, you know.
Mhm.
They are like, you know, keeping it low.
Low key. It's from other people that turn up to the cave and go, "Hey, guy with the you got the mosquitoes.
You got the mosquito. I'll write a book about it."
And he's like, "Please, I'm meditating." Go away.
You know what? There was high.
But wait. I've got a question for you. Wise, future, seeker, like razor sharp consciousness.
Yeah.
Meets me, 24 years old. Tells me that at 41, I'll be sitting in this room, doing a podcast with you, Alvius. Do you really think they would be able to tell me that? Based on some look in my eyes?
I don't know. Might be. I don't know.
It'd be pretty impressive if they could say you'll by 41 you'll be in Lithuania with a child and making a podcast with a guy that you'll meet in your 30s.
I don't know, man.
In Lithuania. I didn't even know where Lithuania was at the time.
Yeah.
But when I was 24, I thought I was going to stay in Australia forever. I had a partner and I was in acting classes and I thought we were going to have a kid and we were going to stay in Australia forever. And then so many things changed that were out of my control, and some things changed because of my control, because of my dislike of certain things. But ultimately, I don't think anyone would be able to tell me that I'd end up here, which is fantastic. I love being here because it shows me that it fucking doesn't matter like where you are. You can find some fascinating things and you can go on experience in life. And for me, absolutely, maybe they would go, this guy looks like he wants to experience a shitload of life before he dies, which is absolutely true. But I don't think they'd see that at 24.
I don't think so as well.
No.
To me, it's like, I think the person should know you better and you know, look at that, you know, chessboard. I mean, it's not only you, it's all your family, I guess, all, you know, all the tendencies. I don't know. Is there any word? No, there is no word.
Intentions? Tendencies,
maybe. Tendencies, yeah.
Tendencies.
Yeah. What would be the tendencies of your, like, let's say, life flow and your friend's life flow, you know? Like, the person should know that, should see that picture. Maybe then he could predict that you will move to London, you know, because it's obvious you have some relatives there. So
I mean, we're either talking about someone that has a razor sharp consciousness or someone who's just really good at
calculating things,
or deep diving into my family history and like fucking with privacy laws.
Actually, the future tellers do that particular thing. They are like deep diving, and you know, they are just, you know, stalking Facebook account and, you know, reading all the but
I mean, that's absolutely what they do.
Yeah, but that's, you know, that's
maybe false prophets do that.
Yeah, that's false prophets and pop, let's say, future or whatever.
Yeah.
But I don't know how it's, you know, how it's really works, that future thing.
I think it works probably for the population that is happy to kind of sit down, lock in, and just get out at the end of life. You know, they get on the roller coaster and they're like, yep, these are all the things, like people that are like, I wasn't pulling anything out of my pocket except for a peace symbol. They sit in the roller coaster and they just strap in and they just go. And they're never halfway through the roller coaster like expect it to break down and then they have to deal with it and survive through that. They just expect everything is just going to go up and down, and then they're going to get to the end and they'll go, right, thanks, had a good time, see you later, bye. You know, and I think predictions for those people, absolutely. But I think if someone was predicting your life or mine, unless we're that, like, maybe it's just so generic. Like, because it's all in our own perceptions of it, right? You know, like adventure to me, let's take food.
Yeah.
A food adventure to some people, let's take the English for instance. Some people in England, not the English, just some. Okay, let's just take people. There's some people that would eat 1.5 biscuits in an afternoon, and they'd be like, "Oh my God, this is huge. You know, this is a massive, monumental thing." And then for dinner, they might finish the other half a biscuit, and they're, "Oh fuck, I had half a biscuit with dinner." And then there's someone else that eats an ice cream before breakfast in the morning, eats an ice cream before dinner, and then late at night is like, "Fucking, I'm going to order a pizza." But they walk outside during the day.
Yeah.
And they're like, "This is huge. I'm going outside during the day. I never go outside during the day." So it's really all their perception. And there's other people that jump out of planes and like, "Oh my God, this is exciting." But they want to get married because they're scared shitless of it. You know? Like, I guess it's all perception. And maybe we're all just so predictable that even though, you know, being here with you is a phenomenal experience.
Yeah.
Maybe it was all predictable from the way I thought in my 20s and my teens and whatever else.
Maybe, but that's, you know, that's a long path, I guess, from your 20s till your 40s.
Yeah.
From Australia to Lithuania through London.
Through London, yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, but whatever. Yeah, but I just, you know, told one example.
Of course.
About bad action, which is questionable. I mean, is it good or is it bad still?
Mm-hmm.
And I think, you know, in these universities of Buddhism, they are like discussing all the time this story because it's kind of famous story, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know. Yeah, you know, for some warrior.
Okay. Here's a bad action.
Yeah. 2
cars driving down a main road.
Yeah.
A deer jumps in front of the car. The person chooses to run the deer down, instead of like swerving and maybe hitting the car, the other car.
So he sacrifices his car and himself.
And the deer.
And
kills the deer.
Kills the deer and
instead
and
of driving into the other car.
So that's what we were talking about. People are good with sharing with his own kind. With helping its own kind.
And then they both stop and they're like, "Wow, that was shit. But you know what? Let's chop this up and eat it. Let's not waste this roadkill."
And they became a friend and set up the barbecue.
And then they're like, "You know what? I really love deer, but I don't think we should eat anymore." They become vegan and then they go to the roads and they protect all the deer.
Yeah.
And then they get run over because they're running across the road because a deer started running, and then somebody, instead of running into the deer, ends up choosing to run into the person.
Yeah, because the vegan got, you know, in pop culture. Veganism.
And the person's like, "I fucking hate vegans."
Yeah. So,
which kind of future teller is telling us that? Well, actually, we just told the future of that.
Yeah, told the future of that person.
Yeah.
But it's possibility, it's not future.
Yeah.
And that is.
But I mean, isn't future possibility as well? Or is future preordained? Pre-planned? Everything's pre-planned?
No, it's not pre-planned, but somehow, you know. I've met one monk in reality, in this dimension.
Okay.
And
what do you mean by that?
I mean, I've met just
For the listeners.
for the listeners to talk, to drink a coffee and talk about life and
Okay. In
ask
this dimension.
in this dimension and this.
But in other dimensions you've met.
In another dimension, I've met another monk.
Okay.
Yeah, but in this reality, I mean, this, my human's life reality, I've met her, and I asked, so what's happening? What's happening because of that, such huge amount of, just sitting and meditating. And she, she didn't tell exactly, but she mentioned, a little bit mentioned, made an, little, I don't know what would
Like
be.
a hint, gave you a little secret, gave you a little bit of meditation gossip.
Just tiny hint, that sometimes you know what's happening. What's gonna happen in the future sometimes because of meditation.
To yourself or
to yourself. She was talking about herself.
Right.
And she said that I mean, she was onto maybe she is already, or maybe she was already for a long time, but just she made a hint that she maybe is on the verge of achieving that visionary thing, wisdom or whatever. I don't know.
So then,
but
going back to what we originally said,
so
she no longer achieved it because she ended up saying something to you.
But she made a hint. Because I was, truly honest, I don't know, honest person, to ask some questions about real Buddhism, and I was, at that time, I was thinking, should I become a monk? There was some, little gap in my life.
What stopped you?
What stopped me?
Yeah.
After trying to be a monk for 10 days, I understood that, I don't know, there is some stuff I should do in this.
10 days?
Yes. I mean, to live my life like a monk, I understood that that's very good. That's completely, life-changing experience. But, but still, I've got some business to do here in my studio with some synthesizers. I guess that stopped me from being a monk. But at that time, maybe
I'm going to be a monk. I'm going to solve myself. I'm going to save everyone around me. I'm monking it. I'm monking it hard. 10 days. Nah, I got to make music.
I guess, I've got that, that's stream, or I don't know, not source, but shine of wanting, to get, the knowledge about that realm.
Yeah.
And those guys, those monks saw it in me, and that's why maybe they just showed a bit of hint. I don't know. I was blessed, I guess.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
So
445, and we have two Yamahas. Yamaha DX7, famous synthesizer of 80s.
Wow.
And Yamaha DSR 1000, the little daughter of Yamaha DX7. So I'm gonna plug the DX7 for you.
Okay.
And I'm gonna grab the daughter one, little one, for me. And we'll say goodbye to our today's listeners.
Final thoughts, anyway?
Yeah, final thoughts would be nice.
Okay. What would you
first. You
okay,
first.
Me first. That, ultimately, the future is left to anyone that lives it. That's all. Whatever happens in the future, only you will know. If you're there. If you check out and you don't make it, then who says the future is anything that anyone says it's around you? I don't know. Something like that. Future ain't that simple, man. That's what I'm saying. The future ain't that simple. You?
Sometimes I just thinking about being the person of, you know, of billions of possible pathways. And sometimes I feel that because of my action this second, the pathway will change.
Yeah.
Slightly.
Yeah.
Might be a bigger, you know, jump, but you know, it changes, you know, some there is a theory, a transferring theory. Have you heard about it?
Transferring theory, no.
You know, I've got one guy, you know, he's into aliens and all the, you know, that type of multi-universes thing, and and he like introduced me to the transferring theory, and to my understanding, transferring is like you can achieve anything because there is multiple streams, like, you know, paths going all the time, multiple paths, and you have to jump, you know, just from your path to another one. And if you let's say to be Chris Steven Spielberg thing, or person, you know, it is possible as that. You have to jump. Maybe you cannot jump straight away, you know, like into that, you know, maybe pretty much far away path from the path you are now. Yeah. But it is possible, and that path already is there. Yeah. So you have to like jump a bit, and those, you know, it kind of makes a sense, you know, that's that if I make because of my decision, I am making different action. Yeah. And because of that action, I'm, you know, jumping to a little bit left or a little bit right. Yeah. And because of I'm repeating my actions and my decisions, I'm on the same pathway. Right. And it doesn't mean that there is no like other, how to say, stories of my life. Yeah. And talking about future, I think that future is, we are making future now. Yeah. And of course our like mind have some inertia. Yeah. And our body have some inertia as well. And our actions have some inertia as well. So because of that inertia, we like going onto that, I don't know, that pathway we are now, and our future will be that direction because of that inertia. Right. And when we understand that inertia, and when we see it, and we kind of easily can see our future, what is gonna be. And if we see that some of our like cycles of, let's say, actions or minds or thoughts or words or even whatever, so some of them are not bringing us good future. So first of all, we should, stop that inertia. Yeah. And then, try to do a bit different things, and then we can jump into those kind of transferring paths. We can transfer from one path to another. Right. So that transferring theory, I don't know, is it really some, Chris Steven Spielberg and Chris whatever, I don't know, what could it be? Australian Aborigine, let's say.
Yeah, that'd be quite hard
to achieve.
Yeah. And somewhat of an international incident, I would say. If I was to convert, I think your final thought is good. Let's leave it at your final thought. Let's not go
let
deep
me finish.
into.
Let me finish. So, I'm thinking that that the future is that we can predict pretty much easily our future.
Yeah.
And of course, because we do not see all the picture of the chessboard, all the figures of the chessboard. We do not see all of them because we don't know what type of car will come from the corner.
Of course,
we cannot see that, and so because we don't know that, we cannot sometimes predict. Let's say, yeah. But general, I don't know. Yeah, we can predict something from our, like I said, from our inertia thing. And I think if we could see, back inside our subconscious, maybe, I don't know, recall some stuff we do not remember in this life, maybe we maybe cannot, we will be able to see the car going from the corner into us, maybe, I don't know. That's my thoughts.
Okay.
So I don't know, is it very clear final thoughts, or is it confusing? But
I think neither of ours are clear, but I think they're great final thoughts, because that's the thing about the future, it's not clear.
Yeah,
it's only clear when it happens at the time, and then it just disintegrates afterwards.
Yeah.
It's good final thoughts. Thank you, Arvydas Machulskas.
Thank you, Chris Lee. So,
till next time,
two smart men.
Until nothing exists.
Yamaha DX7.
Let's go. Do we take the microphones over there? How do we do this? Yeah, taking the microphones over there. Okay.
Give me your mic.
Give me your mic. I'm going to take it away.
Yeah, and play sound.
Play some sound. Oh, whoa.
You can press these buttons as well. Oh, trombone. Yeah.
Yeah.